So, welcome now officially. I'm glad to have so many people in the auditorium today with us. Welcome to the 6 Viennese talks on networks and resilience, the principles for resetting a post-corona world. Again, it's great that we have you with us. My name is Valerie Streibel. I'm working at FS Research, and we're hosting this event together with the IIASA Institute. I am here in charge of operations and corporate communications, and I will be the technical / cooperation guide through the whole 4 hours that we have together today. A few remarks before I hand over to Brian Fath. That there is a chat function that you already obviously saw and posted in. You can use this or the Q&A section in the screen below you for the Q&A session later on. The questions, as I said, will be part of the panel discussion. So you have 2 sessions, and in the beginning, the keynote speech. Brian will actually talk more about the agenda in a bit. I think that's about it. The webinar will be recorded and then posted on the IIASA website and also the FS Research website to actually check it out later. But of course, I think you're used now to the webinar section. None of you will actually be visible in the video. So it's just the panelists that will be shown. So there is no GDPR problems on this in this context. Yes, that's about it. I'm handing over to Brian now for guiding you through the agenda. Brian, the floor is yours.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome, thank you for joining us today, whichever time zone you're in. I think based on what we've seen in the chat, we can safely say at least all 3 of those apply. I hope you've been safe this past year, and I hope you have access to the vaccine soon if you haven't already. As Valerie mentioned, my name is Brian Fath. I am actually a professor at Towson University in Baltimore, Maryland, but I also have a position as a research scholar at the International Institute for Applied Systems Analysis in Vienna. The Viennese Talks in Networks and Resilience was born out of a collaboration between Harold Katzmeier and myself and FAS Research and IIASA over a dozen years ago. Our first workshop was held in 2010, and Buzz Holling was our keynote speaker at that time. Since then, we've tried to have sessions about every other year. In fact, our last one had been planned for March of 2020, and we were hanging on right to the last minute to see if that was possible. And of course, in the end, that wasn't so. We put things on hold, as everybody has. Who knows when we can meet live again. But we thought to take advantage of the virtual setting and have a session that otherwise probably wouldn't have been able to come together due to some travel issues, right? So we're here today to talk about systems ecology and ecological principles, but how they can help us to build back better after COVID. So the speakers were all humble systems ecologists, mostly drawn from co-authors of this book that came out last year, A New Ecology Systems Perspective. We also have a strong belief that principles from ecology can teach us a lot about how we can better manage socioeconomic systems. And so that will be one of the themes that is running throughout the session. So as Valerie also mentioned with the format, we have a keynote address that we'll start with Ika Darnhofer is providing. And then we will have 2 sessions, each with 4 short talks and then time for discussion afterwards. And and then a short break.